So unless you're living in a self-imposed bubble right now, you are completely aware that we're currently living in uncharted waters, at least as far as most of us are concerned. We've got inflation running at a clip of over 8.5%, and now we are firmly in a recession. And if that wasn't enough, let's throw in the third aspect, which is we're in a bear stock market. So your investments, if you have any in the market, are losing value. But what's really worse and problematic is that your patients and prospective new patients are also seeing and living in this economic downturn right now with us. So this has ramifications for you and your practice. Don't ignore it, because if you do, it can lead to a large and significant problem. The great news is that you can use this economic downturn as a catalyst for growth inside your practice. None of us have ever tried to build a great practice with all three of these negative economic forces in play all at once. I mean, we haven't seen inflation like this since the 1970s, and none of us were practicing back then. However, lessons were learned and lessons were shared. Now, if this inflation and recession topic isn't causing you a bit of concern or stress, it's time to rethink what's going on, because as people stop spending their discretionary cash, it will start to impact your practice. That's just common sense. To stick your head in the sand and pretend you can overcome this with the force of your personality is hubris at best. So in this video, I'll discuss some of the coming challenges that most certainly you'll be faced with as the recession and inflation begin affecting your practice. There are solutions and strategies for every one of them. I'm Dr. Chris Tomshack, CEO of HealthSource, America's Chiropractor, and you're watching the Chiropractor Solution channel, which is a video series that we put together to help you grow your practice and yourself. Now, before we dive in, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can continue receiving these videos and videos like them. And give us a thumbs up to make it easier for other chiropractors to find this content if you found it valuable. So diving into today's topic, please know that in times of economic hardship or distress, there's always present a great deal of laser-focused opportunity, but you must know where to look, properly identify the types of opportunities that exist, and then take immediate and decisive action so that you can grow your practice while the rest of the profession loses traction and actually slips, unfortunately. So the question is, why will many chiropractic practices lose ground and slip or shrink during this recession and inflation? Well, it's a good question, because that's what always occurs. And it happens primarily because the majority of people, chiropractors of course included, tend to do things very similar to the rest of the pack. In other words, most DCs are getting nervous about the economy. That's natural, it's smart, and it's a good catalyst for growth if you can make the hard decisions today to begin to do things differently today and in the future, now, before the recession and inflation deepen as they're going to. And as Tony Robbins says over and over and over again, if you're not growing, you're dying. And this relates to your practice. And it's time to grow, perhaps like you've never grown before. But to do so requires you to move in the opposite direction of your peers. So think about that, the opposite direction. While most everyone else begins to take a wait and see kind of attitude, you can easily adopt an attitude of, you know what? I will turn this economy into a huge growth opportunity for my practice. And one of the very first action steps for you to at least consider in order to grow during a recession mixed with hyperinflation is to create and implement the most aggressive marketing strategy you've ever contemplated. Now, we're not talking about unprofessional ads and cheesy TikTok videos. We're talking about creating a much larger presence in your community through your marketing efforts. And that's digital, it's offline, it's all types of marketing. But a robust marketing strategy and presence it's necessary simply because people are going to be more critical of where and how much money they spend on many things, healthcare of course included. And as a result, when someone is searching for the right chiropractor for their current needs, you need to show up strong to be easily found in an online search. And when they find you, you must stand out from the rest of your peers so that it's easy for you to become the obvious expert in your community, and therefore you're the solution to their current needs. This takes time to create and time and repetition. Some of the tactics will certainly be social media posts, promoted posts, and of course ads, along with an even stronger presence of videos on the various social platforms. In fact, Move heavier into short 30-second videos or so, and do so now. But social media is not the end-all be-all to marketing, not by any stretch. It's just one subset of a marketing strategy. High-quality Google ads are every bit, if not even more important than your social media marketing right now. And this should be part of a broader SEM or search engine marketing strategy. So your mission must be to end up in the top 3 positions of a Google search for chiropractors in your community. Top 3. It's critical. It's hypercritical. Now, most people don't go down any further than three positions, just 3 positions in the search order. In fact, just this morning, I was reading an article that stated that 95% of all online searches are chosen from just the top 3 positions in an organic search ranking. It doesn't include the ads that are usually put at the top. 95%. This means your website must be 100% optimized for the very best in SEO results. Now, if it's not, get recommendations from some experts that can either optimize your current website or probably need to build you a whole new one, tailor-made to you and your situation to get you near or at the top of the ranking positions. Now, building your own website in between patients is not recommended. Seek out professionals. We'll explore more about making social media platforms work best for you in the future. In the meantime, let's not forget about direct mail. Yes, direct mail, you heard it here. With the right message to market match, direct mail can be extremely productive for creating even more new patients into your practice. So rather than just, create a few pieces and test them, get some professional help so your money isn't wasted and the pieces are professional and effective. Now, we're going to dive much deeper into the subject of direct mail in the future as well. For now, please know that it can work very well for your practice when done correctly. In fact, we're doing it all over the country. As we go through these strategies at a high level right now, you may be feeling overwhelmed. I get it. That's natural. It's normal. And probably should be feeling that way right now. So, because back in the day, we could literally get by just fine with maybe 2 different types of marketing. It's a different world today. And it takes a much more intensive approach if you really want to grow your practice. There are some practices or clinics that, due to a host of factors, and you know who they are, they routinely attract just a ton of new patients every single month. But those are more the exception, and they're usually the result of a highly charismatic doctor. Not all of us are so blessed. So for us mere mortals, marketing is absolutely key. And with all this talk about marketing, at the end of the day, you still need to prove to each and every new patient that walks into your clinic why you're the right place for them to invest their hard-earned dollars. If they don't know for sure that you and your team are the place for them to be today, they'll simply vote with their feet and not return to your office. So you not only need strong marketing, you need strong clinical skills that are constantly evolving, that are even better than your nearby colleagues, because your patient outcomes have to be the very best to succeed and compete in this environment. If they're not, they'll vote with their feet again and simply not complete the care program that you recommended or prescribed for them. Now, plus, your office needs to be highly efficient and respectful of your patient's time, which means not running behind. And this means your operational systems have to be the very best. And by now, you're getting the feeling that to grow in the midst of hyperinflation and a deep recession, well, it's going to take a lot of things working really well. And you'd be correct in that assumption. That's exactly what it's going to take. The good news is it's quite doable if you're up to the task and the challenge. Look around you. Who are the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with outside the clinic? You'll be as successful as your inner circle. We'll call them your inner circle. And that's as successful as you'll be. If these people in your inner circle are not where you want to be this time next year or the year after, it's time to search for some new members to your inner circle. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the existing ones. It just means it's time to consider looking for people who are already doing what it is that you want to do. I mean, maybe you start with adding just one person, but do it carefully, with intention, and with the attention to detail and the screening process you're certain will lead to the ends that you desire. As always, I welcome your feedback and opinions in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you. This coming season that we're finding ourselves in right now can be a time of a profound opportunity for your practice if you act intelligently today. So if you found this video interesting and helpful, grab our free report for chiropractors at hsfranchising.com. It'll show you how to scale your state-of-the-art practice. It's the game plan that we followed to make our clinics at this point our very, very best year of growth that we've ever experienced. We blew away projections. You can do the same thing. If you want what others have, do what they do, you'll get what they get. Again, head over to hsfranchising.com, check out our videos. I think you're going to find them interesting. As always, I welcome your feedback and opinions on this topic in the comments below. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and I hope this added some value to your day.